with everything that's been going on at the minute, I've noticed that my fear has shifted. So I had climate anxiety, like a lot of people, right? And obviously, we know where a lot of our anxiety and fear is being shifted to at the minute. But it was good. I got a healthy reminder today as to why I should shift back to climate anxiety, or at least dedicate a little bit more time to that fear. When I saw eco preachers, Harry and Meghan's carbon footprint could be 26 times more than the average Briton. Let's get off their backs, sir. I mean, can you appreciate how odd it must be to get about if you can't get about on your private jet? Does the everyday Joe who's getting on the bus now having to wear a sweaty covering, do they really appreciate how odd it must be for somebody like Meghan and Harry? I mean, come on, let's just stop being so selfish. You know what I get worried about? Rising sea levels. Those houses, they're not lending to houses near cliffs now because the rising sea levels. Huh? They are. Anyway, I blame all of this stuff on squirrels. If it ain't the squirrels, it's the bloody cows, with their burps and their farts increasing the methane emissions. Who do these animals think they are? How dare they think they have the right to live on the same planet as us human beings, who have clearly got every right over these animals that we think that we've got? So again, it's that term that keeps coming up. I don't know if you noticed it across social media and in the current situation. Selfish. You are selfish. I don't know why we don't go around calling these animals exactly what they are. Selfish. It's good to see at least one company taking this stuff seriously. Burger King. Cow farts and burps are no laughing matter. They release methane, contributing to climate change. That's why we're working to change our cows' diet by adding lemongrass to reduce their emissions by approximately 33%. You can learn about this ongoing study on their website. There's also a video of a kid dancing and singing about, telling you about cows' farts and burps, why they aren't funny, and exactly what they're doing to lower the emissions for climate change. I like what Burger King's done here. When I go and buy their delicious goods, I feel good about it. I don't feel guilty at all. I don't feel it's not me, right? This has got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with Burger King either. Burger King are a sustainable business, like all these other fantastic fast food outlets that they care about you and I. They started selling carrots. Yeah, bagged carrots and lettuce and stuff. They care about us. They're sustainable, right? Nothing to do with the companies. Nothing to do with me going and buying the stuff and fueling it. No, I'm guilt-free. Do you know what it is? It's the bloody cow. They framed the cow. They've got the culprit. It's the cow burping and farting. That's the problem. So when I go buy the goods, I'm guilt-free. Burger King, guilt-free. They're just a decent business going about their business. It's the cow. Selfish. You can imagine my joy when my child came to me and said, "Who's Greta, Dad?" I said, Greta, who do you mean? And she handed me this book, Greta and the Giants. This is a book that was innocently taken out at the library. If you haven't had your kids read this book yet, you're a bad parent. I mean, it's as simple as that. And it encouraged me, and I'll tell you why. Because it's full of metaphors, right? Not scary enough for your kids to throw the book and run away fearful, but just subtle enough to get your kids thinking about what they're not doing right. What should they be worried about? See, Greta's walking through the woods, and there's lots of things that represent dangers. plastic, rising seawater, the world ending, depopulation, and the need for it. Just really important things that unless you're educating your child about it, what you're doing, and I don't mind telling you, it got me thinking as a parent. I was like, why have I not sat down and told my child that the world is going to end soon? Why have I not done that yet? So I started to feel guilty, and so the conclusion of the book is that Greta encourages your children to go to their parents and get them to allow their kids to protest, which I just thought was fantastic. Solidify the fear and the anxiety. You know, don't just make it about your children. Get them together as a group. Get them protesting. Make it real, right? The power in numbers and all of that, right? So when they see social gratification and clarification from others, it makes it all real, and it just adds to the necessary climate anxiety and fear that is needed to get your kids in a fearful place that they need to be to save the world. So what I decided to do as a parent, look, I don't want to make you feel guilty for not doing this, but if you don't, you could be contributing to the end of the world yourself. All right. So what I decided to do was sit my child down and say, look, if you decide to have children, you are contributing to the end of the world. And I could see in these moments it was really starting to kick in, and the climate anxiety, it was working, you know. So this is a proud moment for me. So I've told her a few other things, and then, you know, since that, you know, she's been looking out the window a lot, you know, looking up at the sky, and kind of a bit of a far away look. Just more sensitive to it all. More in a place where she needs to be to save the world. And as a parent, is there any greater achievement? The message is clear, isn't it? And concise. Support businesses like Burger King, and maybe even consider eating there every day. Yeah. Do it guilt-free. Do it knowing that every time you do it, you're supporting where we need to be as a planet, where our futures need to be. And whatever you do, all right, when it comes to methane, do not provocatively fart outdoors, or especially in front of police officers. It could result in you getting a hefty fine. If you've enjoyed these few minutes of common sense, rationale and sanity, and you want to support climate change, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And thanks for all your support on Patreon and PayPal, and checking out the t-shirts. There's a link in the description. Get the attention that you deserve. And in these trying times, the best place to stay in touch is on the website carlvernon.com. Ta-ta.